It was just an experience I had last night. Rebisar had came up to me on my left-hand side, and it's kind of funny now, this experience after hearing Kevin's experience that was shared today, but um, Rebisar was talking to me, and I don't remember everything that was imparted upon me, or imparted to me, but the main idea or the basic idea of what he was telling me as impressions came was it's very important that with all the events that take place now and in these future views or even on the real side and in our interpersonal lives, whether we get along with somebody, not get along with somebody, maybe they just these little personal things that are in creation. It was very clear that the things that take place in creation, as little as you want to take it, to any little thing to such things like the Alien Armada event, such things, it's very important to always maintain an indifference because this is things in creation only. And so that was just an interesting experience, sort of serving like a reminder, and I just wanted to share it with everyone.
Yes, that's very good. And it takes a while to see through that. It really does, because, what we've come to know personally, our real awareness has only been able to relate to the body types and the ideas and the reactions that we've had. And yes, and so this is where a comparison is very, very important. So I've set myself up to where, yes, I go through these things, I react, I do whatever, and it's all okay. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's all okay, because it's an automatic comparison to what's real, because I see what's real and I see how it is. That becomes the difference. So, yes, and even the attachment to these things, if you have this comparison, if you set this up, and this is what each person decides, just like those people here or anywhere, everyone is deciding, and it's very important that each person have their free will, because it's that precious free will that brings the individual into a real position when they decide, and they have to decide that. They can't be drug into it or whatever. In other words, we can be shown something, and there's a difference. And so through, my experience and experimentation, you might say, through the years with this, and, knowing hundreds and hundreds of people and beyond that, et cetera, here in the real side, um, and I I would see these people as just, incredible. I see everybody, you and others, etc. I do. I see everyone as precious, but at the same time, they have free will. And what I've seen through the years is that, it's not about the experience, even though I'm like a kid where mom's reading the bedtime story. And Rebisar and the guides know this. They bring people that, tell me their adventures and stories. It's like, wow, that's really neat. Those are neat things. And what has come from this is that these individuals themselves don't see what's real, even though they're being shown in the experiences. They see the light, they see the sun in the sky, whatever. They still don't recognize it. And it is in the recognition, a real recognition, that's the importance of it all, not just that you know it. And so again, the previous schooling, like Eckankar and whatever, you have all this so-called information that's been created out of nothing. And it's fine, but it needs a comparison. It needs something real to compare it with, and a true reality. And so that's where the individual decides how are they going to learn to recognize this true reality and have this comparison. So these are the hints that are given to all of us, and we each decide how we're going to see it. But many times the individual becomes self-convinced that, oh, I'm having these experiences and I see it and I know this, and, and et cetera, and singing the new you and whatever. All these things help the individual as a reference, etc. But it's the actuality of it that's very, very important. And this is where, it's not only a consciousness change or individuals wanting to be nice and good and, helpful and whatever, but it's that actuality of recognizing this true reality and really deciding to let go of these things that we've come through. They're still there. It's all there, like books on a shelf, but you don't have to carry them around. And it's having a comparison, because that's what helps you become more aware. When you're just looking at the idea itself, like the new you and the guidance and, everything that's written or whatever and said, whatever, if you're just looking at that, you're looking at secondary reference. You're looking at this reference material and these ideas and not the actuality itself. This is where, again, you need that actual seeing and being with this reality, and it takes time to see that. And who can say when that is? You can't. And we have to each do that ourselves. We're given this opportunity. So as we've come through all of this, and this is where the new presentation, in a way, is really a lot harder, because people have been literalized one-dimensionally. And I look back at the days with Paul and Eckankar, and then there was Darwin and Harold, etc., and dealing with that, etc. People are literalized. They have ideas. They have the God idea, the Savior idea, the Master idea, all these ideas. But it doesn't relate to the real recognition of what's taking place. Not at all. It's not there. They don't even know what their intent is. They just go along with the ideas. So that's the big difference. And getting people to step into that area of, you might say, being nothing and just seeing what life is, and then deciding to be with what life is. That's a big decision because of the personal self. Yeah, I know. We all have to go through it. It's like the butterfly getting out of the cocoon. It's a friggin' struggle. And that's easy compared to this. And so we're here. That's why I stay here and do this, because I see the struggle that people go through. It's very, very important. And it's hard for them to just even grasp the simplest things, because they're constantly looking for ideas. And this is what we start off with. But eventually, little by little, we get the hints. And becoming more aware makes sense. It's not about unfoldment. It's not about spiritual growth. It's not about how higher and lower, whatever. Because life's already complete. It's an isness. And so you learn to see it for what it is. You don't have to go anywhere. It's not about going anywhere. But you'll have these experiences, like in your car or on the real side or whatever, you're going somewhere. But it's to recognize it every single moment. And then, you know what? Guess what? You're fine. That's the freeness. It's a freeness, because it's endless, that each individual is looking for. It's so cool. But yes, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, everybody. Go ahead, it's for you.